Cheers!
Welcome to Movie Bitches, episode 273. Tonight we're reviewing Tar.
Tar!
Tar!
I feel like it has to be like a tone or something.
First things first, shout out to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month gets you ad-free early access. $10 gets you access to our viewing parties. Second thing second, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine. Third things third, make sure to subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram, Twitter. Follow the real Lydia Tar on Twitter. I think you'll enjoy it.
Shouldn't it be the real Linda Tar then?
I mean, right? Spoiler alert. So, Tar, my favorite movie of the year.
My second favorite movie of the year. Tar, a movie that I hesitated watching because I was like, I really wanted to like it and I knew it was going to be involved and I kind of wanted to like make sure I watched it at the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that I did.
Yeah.
Because this movie is amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Again,
Ride that into the ground.
I do think that it draws you in.
Yeah. You had me at Cate Blanchett.
Well, you had me at Cate Blanchett. I mean, I'm wearing this shirt for a reason. It might get us demonetized. Who knows? We might get demonetized by our names, so who really gives a shit? I don't know. That might have gone.
We should just move to Twitch.
Sure.
Would you guys follow us to Twitch? Is that a thing?
I don't know if it is a thing.
Okay.
I mean, I know it's a thing. I don't know if these... Anyway, we'll find out. We'll figure it out. But anyway, definitely Cate Blanchett. Always here for it. But I feel like it helps to be in a right space. But I do think even if you weren't necessarily, you'd get there. It's taking you on a journey.
Oh, yeah. But like,
however,
you have to have the time to pay attention to it.
Yes, this is not a Netflix watch it on your couch with your phone in your hand of movie.
You gotta put that phone over there.
Do not disturb.
You gotta turn those lights down low.
Yep.
And you gotta be like, I'm watching a movie.
Yep. I'm watching Lydia Tar. I'm watching Cate Blanchett take me on a journey.
So, yes, the new Todd Field movie. God, the last movie he did was Little Children, right?
I think that's correct.
And then he did In the Bedroom, famously, you let him get away with everything! Remember from the trailer?
That I let him get away with everything!
Sissy Spacek. That was like the Oscar clip of the year, and it was she was throwing a plate with everything.
That I let him get away with everything!
It was another, I took command the
Windsor!
It was one of those.
Good.
Like I kind of want to make a compilation of like
I love that.
Oscar clips.
Yes.
Right? Where you go, I don't remember anything else about them. You let him get away with everything.
That I let him get away with everything! I too can command the wind, sir! I have a hurricane in me that will strip Spain bare if you dare to try me!
It's not personal. That is my work. My sweat, my time away from my kids. If that's not personal, I don't know what is.
I've been right here with you, Troy. I've had a life, too. I gave 18 years of my life to stand in the same spot as you.
They call this war a cloud over the land, but they made the weather, and then they stand in the rain and say, shit, it's raining!
Fuck you!
Anyway,
Then you have to do that stupid scene from Marriage Story
with the
with the punching to the wall or whatever, and her. Yeah.
I can't believe I have to know you forever.
Oh, you're fucking insane!
I only saw the trailer.
Okay, great.
And that clip a million times.
So yeah, Todd Field, who likes to make deeply layered, complicated movies about complicated people. And let's go. Here we go.
Yeah. Spoiler
So-
alert. Go watch this movie.
Spoiler alert, go watch Tar. If you didn't, I'm sorry for you.
Yeah. You can still fix it.
Okay, so it starts, and even in the credits, it's telling us something, right? We get the gaffers, it was like everyone.
Oh, sure,
It was
okay.
every single person that worked on it, not just the above the line people.
Right. It was like an old-timey credits line.
No, not even that. Like, it was literally like all the technicians and
Isn't
everything.
that how they used to do that too?
Yeah, but there was like less technician. Like,
Okay.
we're talking,
Right,
you
sure.
know,
The long-ass-
assistant, you know, whatever, all
Yeah,
these things.
yeah.
It was the whole thing over this, you know, light kind of, what sounds are we hearing, what's going on. So we're being told something, right?
Sure.
And then we're introduced to Tar, which really is more of, we find out, is more of an idea than an actuality,
That is
right?
true, yeah.
It's a persona,
Yes.
a cultivated facade
Yes.
of sorts.
And this doesn't fit in the eat the rich category.
No.
But it does fit in the like social commentary category of film, where this movie has a lot to say about like society and culture and people and the art space and conducting and music. Like there's a lot of commentary, some of which is just kind of like, well, isn't this interesting? And some of it
Well,
is a
it's
little bit more nuanced and pointed. But
It's a movie about everything, but it's not focusing on any one thing.
No.
And it's not okay, this is the biggest thing. It is not telling you how to feel about nothing.
Yep.
And I was so refreshed. I was saying, "Oh my God, I'm uncomfortable."
yeah,
Well, thank you, movie, for letting me sit with that.
yeah.
Oh, how do I feel about that? That's making my brain think about that for a little bit longer. I'm not immediately dismissing this or making a decision or a judgment.
Right.
I am sitting with this.
Yeah. I think it also...
So I really appreciate that.
Yes, and I think it also is kind of a study in perspective.
I'd like some fresh, clear, well-seasoned perspective. Can you suggest a good wine to go with that?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's really like you start off and they're telling you how great she is.
Lydia Tarr has also written music for the stage and screen. She is, in fact, one of only 15 so-called EGOTs. As if that's not enough, her new book, Tar on Tar, will be published by...
She's an EGOT winner,
Right.
along with
and her
Rita
latest
Moreno
book,
and
Tar
Mel
on
Brooks.
Tar.
It's
And
Tar on Tar, and it's the pretentious classical musical world of, you know,
Yep.
and how do you feel about Mahler?
And one from Mahler.
And how do you feel about this?
Right.
And tell me more stories about, you know, this and that.
but then
whatever.
we also have...
But it has the goods to back up all of, like, it's not just a surface level, like, you know, the research was there.
Oh,
That's all
yes.
I'm saying.
Oh, yes. It starts too, though, with the phone texting.
Right.
And taking her down, right? They're having a laugh. Are you having a laugh?
They're having a laugh.
They're having a laugh at her. And so you're like, well, wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
She seems so fabulous. What's this about?
But also, she
seems like an asshole.
It humanizes her.
Well, yeah, yes.
And then the whole interview, she's, oh me. He says like, oh, are you sort of, you know, shy about all your accomplishments or whatever it is? And at first, that's what you think it is.
Right.
You think, oh, she's like, oh, not, you know, yeah, I did all this stuff. Oh my God, not really. Not
Right.
me, you know.
Stop.
You kind of think it's like that, and then if you go back and watch again, you can read it as, oh no, because a lot of those are lies or things she achieved through lies or manipulations or perceived things or whatever. And so is she reacting in that way, like, oh God, I'm gonna get caught in this lie? There's just you could read it so many ways.
So many ways. It ebbs and flows, and the way that you see things that you had seen previously and felt one way, now you feel differently about. You know, that first Juilliard scene, you see it the first time and you're like, well, she's absolutely right. He's an idiot and he's so young and he needs to listen to her. And then the second time you're like, you think about it more and you're like, well, you know, she really is just kind of saying the same things and she's so stubbornly in her head that like, he is also right. But they're both so stubborn and like not listening to the other that they're both right and yet both wrong at the same time.
That's what I mean. A movie where you can hold two opposite things and accept both those things, and one's not right and one's not wrong.
Yeah,
they're
it's
both
shades of gray in the best way, and it's like, oh, that's so refreshing. That it's not black and white. It's not this is my way or it's this way and that's wrong or this is right.
Right.
It's like, well, there's
crucify
nuance.
her or, you know, vilify her or you know, whatever.
Yeah, and at the end, you kind of pity her.
It's so good.
So good.
But I was really fascinated with, because you're with her.
Yeah.
She's in every scene.
Pretty much,
Right?
I think.
I mean, like, essentially, she's in every
maybe
scene.
there's one or two, but like, yeah.
So you see how she tells the story about something to one person one way and another person another way, and lies about that part of the story to that person, but that part of the story to that person. And don't we all do that just a little bit sometimes in life, right? Like, oh, well, I'll just kind of gloss over that thing I'm less excited about,
Sure.
you know, and focus on the other thing that I like, you know, whatever. And so you relate to her.
Yeah.
But
but then you also see the manipulation.
the thing that was so fascinating about this movie was it was like slowly peeling away the layers of a narcissist.
Yes.
Right? And
Oh, yeah.
so it starts and you're glamored by her. Oh, she's so fabulous. She has so many opinions. She's wearing fabulous suits. We'll talk about it. And you're like, I love her. I'm obsessed. And then you go, oh, okay, this is maybe a little bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, okay, maybe, well, I guess I can live with it, but maybe maybe I'll try to fix her, right?
Yeah,
And then it peels away an even deeper layer, and you go, oh no, I think this might really not be great and unhealthy.
Yeah.
But I'm still drawn to the flame.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And it breaks her ego down little bit by little bit, and it just unfolds. And so I really thought this is one of the best portrayals of a narcissist I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because it's so complicated.
Yes.
Really, really, really enjoyed it. And we were saying, I think, in the TIFF thing, which, by the way,
yes,
you can watch, that I feel like I'm annoyed with the conversation around this movie that is Cate Blanchett's performance is the only thing. Cate Blanchett's performance.
Right.
It's fucking
Absolutely
fantastic.
true.
Don't get me wrong.
But it's not like Judy, where it was like the
That's
only
the
good
only
thing about that
thing
movie
yeah.
was Renee Zellweger's performance.
Right.
This is, yes, she has an amazing performance, but all the pieces of the film are working. The direction and the score
the
the cinematography.
Writing.
Oh.
The entire cast.
Yes. Yes.
The set design. Everything is working on every level.
Yes.
And so I just feel like the movie itself needs to
No, I think this is by far, like, I would absolutely nominate, if not give, this movie Best Picture.
Oh, yes.
Period.
Yes.
End of review.
I do want to talk about the look of Tar. So she's got all these bespoke suits, so I'm in, right? All these sweater vests, and she's a U-Haul lesbian.
I was going to say, it is very lesbian chic.
It's very lesbian chic.
Power lesbian.
I was obsessed with all of that, but I was really into the hair story.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I see one more fucking beachy wave, extension beachy wave, I'm going to puke. I'm so sick of it. And I want to see people who just have hair that's normal.
Wow.
It really bothers me. Once you notice it, you're like,
is fair.
Everyone has the beachy wave, boring, and I did it perfectly every morning.
Yeah.
And that's some people's lifestyle. That's fine, but it's not everybody's lifestyle.
Right. And that's not Lydia Tarr's. That's for damn sure.
Not Lydia Tar's lifestyle. So the fact that it was just sort of normal. That's the kind of costume when the costumes aren't historical, right? Or aren't over the top and fabulous. People kind of ignore it. It's the same thing with like editing. When you don't notice it, that's when it's at its best, right? When this feels like a lived-in person through the outfits, through the hair, through the characters, the acting, the writing, of course, all of it, but like the visual presentation, people forget.
To the point where people thought that this was based off of a real person.
I cannot.
It's a true thing.
That is so funny.
Look it up. I mean, there's multiple instances of people be like, but it's not a real person. Okay, great.
And that's why I feel like biopics these days are a dangerous game that we are playing, right? Because people are going to be like, well, that's the truth.
Yeah.
A movie told me that was true, so it's true. Just dangerous. Anyway.
Hi, I'm Petra's dad. Loved it. Again, where it's like, okay, she is bullying a 8-year-old child and threatening them. And you're like, it's one of those lines too. If you tell any adult, they won't believe me. Red flag, right?
Right.
Then I'm still kind of just like, yes, you go. You tell that bully off.
Because they've set it up and counterpointed it with, of course, you want to protect your child.
Yeah.
But her partner is more soft-spoken, isn't brassy and loud and assertive, right? And so she's already kind of come to Tar with this problem, like, I think something's going on with our daughter. I kind of asked her about it, but she won't really tell me, and like, I don't know what to do. And so they've set it up that like, she couldn't or wouldn't handle it in that way, right? In that most direct of ways. Right. And so you're like, oh, at first you're like, oh, this woman is like, yes, Tar is like, she's not taking any shit from anybody, even this 8-year-old. And like, there's a moment where you're like, yes, you tell that. Oh my, wait, oh no.
Oh no, that poor child, you went too far. You went too far.
But also, sometimes bullies need to, you know. Maybe not that harsh, but sometimes, you know, there's a fine line.
It's a fine line. Yeah. You know. Yeah. But that, again, it's the shades of gray of it all.
Right. Maybe she needs to go tell that to the mom of the child. Right. Or fucking straighten this shit out. Right. I don't know.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, okay, look, I will beat you up if your daughter keeps bullying my child.
What's the right thing to do? That's not what this movie's interested in.
No, it really breaks down the ideas of power dynamics and like where she's had to model herself off of these men in this field who are known to be like, wasn't there that whole scandal at the LA Opera about oh God, I forget his name, but the composer sexually assaulted employees by using his power to like coerce them into doing things for, you know, extra whatever, you know. And so what was interesting is that that's kind of then what there's a model that she's following, and she talks about it with her mentor, and he's like, well, you know, you got to clean up your tracks, you can't get caught, you can't whatever. And her mentor, like didn't seem to think about that.
Yeah, she was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Because she's a narcissist that doesn't have a plan. Yeah. Played by Julian Glover, who is Walter Donovan from Last Crusade. He's like the bad guy from Indiana Jones. And I was like, I fucking know that guy's voice and those eyeballs.
That's funny.
It's real. I was like, oh my God, so much time has passed, but I know that. And I was like, oh my God, that's what it is. So
I love this like comeback return of old Indiana Jones characters.
Hey, there you go.
Or actors, whatever.
Cate Blanchett. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that, remember she was in 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sad. But anyway, but it was interesting too, where then like when you think about it, she never did anything with the girl.
That we know of?
That we know of, although it seems like we followed her pretty like closely. She wanted to.
Oh, with the new girl?
With the new girl.
Oh, yeah, no, we don't, yeah.
You know, there's not really any sort of actual sexual or anything inappropriate aside from her using her influence to get her crush on instead of someone else who may or may not be more qualified.
Right.
Although it also seemed like she was quite qualified because everyone voted for her. So you're also like, well, she set up these traps where it was like, well, you wanted her, but ooh, she's not on the thing.
Like the laying of pieces where you go, what the fuck did that have to do with anything? Oh, I see. Oh, but now this.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
You know, so it's interesting where you're like, well, did she do something wrong? Did she not do something wrong?
Right.
Yes and no.
Oh my God. But there were 2 pretty fucking iconic quotes from Tar that I was obsessed with. Well, yes, during the Juilliard scene.
It's not my thing.
Don't be so eager to be offended. The narcissism of small differences leads to the most boring conformity.
Leads to the most boring conformity. And I was just like, yes. And then she's like,
I mean, unfortunately, the architect of your soul appears to be social media.
I was like, oh no. So those were pretty great. I was like,
I mean, that scene is amazing.
I'm not really into Bach.
You're not into Bach? Oh, Max.
The oneer of like, it's like 15 minutes or something. It's like really...
It's so good.
And it's just so tense. Such good, like it follows and moves and the shaking of the leg and the piano and then the shouting and it's great.
Yeah, it used the space.
Yeah, great.
I do also need to talk about her high-waisted but only in the back conducting pants. Oh. I want them.
Great.
I want them.
Great.
Very into it. That was a especially exciting thing. Can we talk about their apartment for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
I'm obsessed with this.
Yes. Very European.
Right. I would love to stay here on a vacation.
Sure.
It wouldn't be my personal apartment.
No,
but I'm into it.
Yes, I get it.
Her hearing all these things at night. And, you know, telltale heart, you know, very that. It's not obvious at first.
Right.
At first, you're like, oh, she can't sleep. Why can't she sleep? I mean, I certainly hear things in the night.
Well, and if you're a super hearer, you know.
Right. She's hearing tones. What's that tone? You know,
Yeah.
and the way that sound was used and the way that the music was interwoven in it. And,
So good. Can we talk about the end?
Well, I mean, this knocked me out.
Oh my God. Well, there's a few different moments, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, the whole thing is building. She's been working on this whole thing and she wants to do...
The fifth Mahler symphony.
Yes.
And, you know.
And it's never, not all 5 have never been done by the same composer or whatever,
Right.
or the same conductor. So blah, blah, blah. They've been recording all 4 and now this is the 5th one and she's almost ready and they're going to go do it. And they have this whole grand introduction and whatever. And you're like, oh, she's going to do it.
I guess she got away with it.
I guess she...
And she's standing in the wings.
Yeah.
And they've previously set up was it a trumpet or was it cornet in the back?
I forget.
But I think a trumpet or
An instrument.
Certainly a horned instrument. They've set it up earlier. Oh, this needs to be like it's far away and it's coming towards us. And everything she's saying, I'm like, yes, that sounds better.
Yeah.
You made it better. You're good at your job. And she's in the wings and you think, oh gosh, she's being this theatrical. She's
gonna enter.
And I enter as conductor, you know, and you're like, what this is like so much.
Yeah.
What? And
then it turns out that no, she is not conducting.
She has been disgraced.
Yes.
And she punches the shit out of Mark Strong in
Yeah.
an insane comb over that I was really... Because he's bald.
Oh, interesting.
So it was a good one. Like it looked real, but I was like, this insane comb over.
I mean, it really took me out.
Yeah.
And then, of course...
But no, the end,
Oh my God. Well, because they set it up, too, at the beginning.
It's so good.
They go through the whole long credits, and it says, special thanks or whatever to Second Life, whatever.
Whatever the game is called.
Yeah. And you're like...
Because every piece is there for you to discover. Nothing is not intentional.
Yeah.
And yet it allows you to feel however you want to feel about it.
Yeah. And to keep thinking about it and to have that feelings change and ebb and flow.
Yep.
You know,
Well, and then the reveal that this is all a persona.
Well, right.
She goes back to Staten Island.
Tony?
Oh. Hi, Linda. Sorry. Lydia.
And watches her Leonard Bernstein tapes because she never even met him.
Right.
That was like I read that was the intent, that like this whole thing, oh, I'm Leonard Bernstein's mentee and he was my mentor and oh my gosh, and all these things.
Well, he was her mentor just via tape.
That's the whole thing. I mean, and he was that to a lot of people. They just never met.
Right.
And isn't that great?
Well, and isn't that though also one of the things of like a narcissist and someone who's power hungry or wants to get ahead or whatever, where it's like you have an off comment of, oh my God, he was my mentor. And someone takes it literally as opposed to via VHS.
And it snowballs.
Yeah.
And it snowballs.
And then you can't be like, oh no, I didn't actually know him.
You have to keep up the lie.
Yeah.
Oh, I got attacked. I didn't fall on the stairs. I was attacked.
Chasing the dog and her that was a little weird, but
Well, it was weird, but it showed you how far she was willing to go to...
How desperate and pathetic.
Yeah. And so she's sitting in her high school bedroom with all the trophies and all the accolades, and she's watching her Leonard Bernstein tape, and she puts her medal on and all these things, and somebody is downstairs. We don't know who it is. And I go, oh, well, surely she's going to take that medal off because that's embarrassing. Well, of course, Lydia Tarr is not going to take that medal off for anybody.
Right.
What was I thinking? Little things like that.
Sure.
Where you just go, oh, but of course I was, okay, good. I'm not a narcissist.
Right.
Okay, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But then the end knocked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I fell off my chair laughing. I was dead. It was so good. You know, they set it up. She goes to Thailand or Southeast Asia, somewhere in there. And, you know, she's hiding out from bad press. Okay, she can still get a gig here.
Yep.
oh, it's an orchestra. Okay, this is cool. Okay,
Yeah.
she's doing this.
Oh, the hotel's shitty. We find out then that's the
Right,
first
but
crumble.
maybe that's kind of the area. You know, you're kind
Yeah.
of like, well, okay, it's not the 4 stars, but
Sure.
like this is where she's at or
Yeah.
whatever. And you're kind of like, well, maybe she can still have some dignity. At least she's still conducting an orchestra of some sort, whatever. You know, gets on stage. Oh, it's very grand. Oh, her outfit is fun.
Well, and there was the whole conversation too about, well, what does the artist mean? What's the intent? What's the, you know, she keeps doing her,
Yes.
her pontificating.
What did the composer mean? She's reading all the biographies.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he was into this kind of nature or flowers, so that meant that this was da-da-da-da. And I'm going, oh my God. And she gets on stage in this fabulous gray, loose fitting suit, and you're like, yes, what's going on? And these,
to warm
you know, TVs start to come down. You go, oh, I guess there's like a visual component to this. You know, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Sure, whatever. And then she puts on the headset. Why would she need a headset? Is she going to speak to? I mean, is it translating? She's going to, you know, because
Sure.
she doesn't. She speaks German and all these other
Right.
languages, but you know, okay. And then the dead cut to the audience, this cosplay audience in all of these unicorn. Oh my God! And she's orchestrating the video game cosplay. It's a very popular game.
I'm sure,
in
yes.
real life.
Yes.
Knocked me out.
It was so insanely hilarious. Yeah.
But I'm not laughing at her.
No.
I'm laughing at life.
Right.
So anyway,
yeah.
that was Tar.
Tar.
I would say highly recommend.
Highly. Cate Blanchett and Todd Field and everything. Like, again, the whole shebang.
The entire cast. You know, the cellist had never acted before.
Wow.
But
she's a real
was
cellist.
really playing the cello. All of the orchestra stuff is in real. It's happening.
Love it.
They're really playing.
Great.
She's really conducting.
Yes, I read about that.
All the music, a lot of the music is like recorded live.
Wow.
It just makes such a difference.
Yeah.
So, good times.
Yeah.
Nice
Cheers
time to go to the movies.
to Lydia Tarr.
To Linda.
You know, what about Beethoven? You into him?